What is up, everybody? Renfail here, also known as Lord of the Cats to some and the Bearded Dwarven Princess to others. Regardless of how you know me, welcome to the channel. And if you are a return visitor, got some exciting news. I'm making an adjustment to the schedule, and this is in no small part due to the growth that we've had this year, which has been pretty cool. So on YouTube, I've been going for since basically the end of 2020, beginning of 2021 was when I really regularly started posting content, and I went full time February of 2022. So we are coming up on technically, I think, like 4 years of doing this on YouTube. And then we started multi-streaming on Twitch October of last year. I don't know the exact date yet. I probably need to check that because I'll want to make some sort of an anniversary post on YouTube to thank everybody because that's been growing very well alongside the YouTube. So the way I've always done it up until the summer of this year was create content 8 to 10 hours a day and then do 2 to 3 hours of streaming every day. That has worked very well for me. It has primarily cemented me in the content creator space first and foremost, and I do streaming secondary, or at least I have been up until this point. Then in June of this year, I went up to my brother's place to help them move and do some stuff with the ranch. And while I was up there, I got a new gaming PC, got back home. I got a PS5 in March. I've had the Series X for a few years now. Got back home, and since July, we've just been going new release to new release to new release to new release on all platforms. It's been a really cool place to be. And um, as a result, I started streaming more frequently. And I've always told people on YouTube the bigger the channel gets, the more people we have tuning into the streams, the more I'm going to lean into the streaming side of things because it's better for me because I have to do less video editing, but there's always been that financial aspect of I make more money uploading videos than I do from live streaming, so it's always been more financially viable for me to focus on the content side of things. However, since basically July, end of July into August, I started doing 2 streams a day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and culminating in about 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours of streams per day. We've been doing one round at like 9 in the morning Mountain Time, and then another one around 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Um, Along the way, we've had a few days where and it's been more than a few, it's been like 6 or 8 days now in over the last couple of months in particular, where I have done 6 to 8 hour streams that have just been, sit down here, work, take a break for lunch, but still, sit down and stream for a good 6 to 8 hours, all in one chunk. And what I have found is that those numbers are way better for me than it is to split things into 2 streams. I tend to have, because I have a blending of European and North American audience members, I tend to get the best results when I start streaming earlier in the morning, and carry on until mid-afternoon essentially. So what I've been working on the past couple of weeks is really focusing on what exactly is working. It is still very game dependent on my channel, so we see fluctuations in, when we play. Some games we do really well. I've hit Kingmaker slot, one of the Kingmaker slots. I've been in number 2 and number 3 multiple times now with a handful of games, Starfield, No Man's Sky in particular. Um, while we're multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. And YouTube is seeing very good numbers as always from all the games we play. So the change I'm making is this. Moving forward, at least for the foreseeable future, this could change in the future if I see the numbers start to shift again. But for the foreseeable future, it looks like we have a very strong fall and winter coming up with, I've already seen great numbers around the New World Eternum open beta. All the videos I do around that are looking good. We should be getting good numbers from the streams on that game. Dragon Age Veilguard is going to be awesome for the channel. That's going to be the end of the month. Stalker 2, I'm not sure yet, but it looks like it could do pretty well. And then in between there, we've also got the Star Wars Outlaws story DLC in November. That game did well on my channel as well. And then in December, we've got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm not quite sure what after that, but at least that one's launching. And then I've got like Greedfall 2's early access and Path of Exile 2's early access to look at. And then in February, we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Avowed. And then March, we've got Adamfall and Tales of the Shire. So, I mean, it's like a super jam-packed 6 months. The stream numbers have been good. So, I'm going to be focusing on daily streams that start at around 9 a.m. Mountain, and we're just going to carry on for 6 to 8 hours. I've tended to have a pretty significant drop off after like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So any of the afternoon streams I've been doing for the past few months, July, August, September, essentially, if I do a stream in the morning and then another stream in the afternoon, I have double the numbers in the morning compared to what I have in the evenings. And I've also noticed that if I do a longer stream, there is a peak in the middle there. Usually sometime between like 11 a.m. and say 1 to 2 p.m. There's a 2 to 3 hour window there where we do the best numbers. And then there's a little bit slower in the morning and a little bit slower in the afternoon. There's definitely a die off. I would say around 4 p.m., 3 to 4 p.m. Mountain Time is when we start to see half the numbers. So as a result, I'm going to focus most of my energy right now on longer streams where we're going to be live from 9 a.m. Mountain until just figure 6 or 8 hours. Working 9 to 5, something like that. Banker hours, as they used to say. And as long as the numbers stay good, that is going to be the foreseeable future. What I'll be doing from there is streaming longer sessions, but then cutting videos out of that, which reduces my video editing time, which is a really nice place to be. So I want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. The viewer numbers have been steadily growing on all platforms ever since we started multi-streaming, but really the past, like this summer has been really good to the channel. So thanks to all of you for making that happen. It's definitely pushing us in the direction of streaming more and more. And it's looking like if the numbers continue to grow, then I think by 2025 we will be firmly seated in the let's call ourselves full-time streamers instead of full-time content creators. That might be where we're headed with everything as the audience continues to grow, which is a pretty awesome place to be. So it's really cool to be able to do this full time for my job, and I'm very grateful to everyone who has chosen to tune in and watch my videos, my guides, my movie reviews. Anybody who's been for any length of time, you know that this happens when you do this for a career. So some things hit it off with the channel, other things don't. You're always going to see some movies and films do better than others, some games do better than others. It's just the end thing that you always focus on is the net growth, and we have had consistent net growth. And that's pretty cool to see those kind of numbers happening alongside channel growth. I've been getting serious offers for the first time in terms of, it's always been like, here's just a bunch of free game keys, and I mean that's cool, but that doesn't pay my bread or anything like that. My food costs, my cat costs. Um, so it's been nice to see that kind of stuff happening as we continue to grow onwards and upwards. We hit our goals earlier this year on YouTube in terms of getting to 35,000 followers. We're on our way to 40 by the end of the year, I think. Twitch is growing very well. We're up to close to 1,700 as of this recording. Revenue is up over there. The Patreon is doing well. So thanks to everybody for all of this growth because it means I'm going to be streaming more. And I've always told people the more people that tune in, the happier I am to stay live for longer. So if you would like to see the streams continue to grow and have fun in our community, which is all about having fun while gaming, hopefully we'll see you there in the next one. Daily streams here and on Twitch, 9 a.m. Mountain ish. And we're just going to play for 6 to 8 hours a day now. See you then. Have fun, everybody.